Hello everybody out there. Earlier today I shot a video introducing my new rig. Here it is I got. And I was coming back to the house and I thought, I'm going to climb one of these trees. I thought, well, I'll just make another video. I've actually been thinking about a couple things, watching YouTube, and I actually think I'm going to title this video Confusion. 2TC Confusion. In 2019, I brought out Two Tether. I brought the primitive technique and, tried to bring it out where people could see. And I actually used closer to what the primitive technique was as far as the rope, and even though it was a synthetic rope. And I introduced it, published it, put it out there. A lot of people was asking me about, well, ain't that the same as this, or is that the same as that? So I'm going to try to clear up some of the confusion on that. No, the systems aren't really the same. I mean, yes, you actually are fastened in, 2 points. But what I use is a primitive foot-leg technique, and its popularity, it's expanded all over the world, and it's used all over the world, from everything from different kind of tree farming, to utility work, just multiple applications for it. But there's another primitive type technique, and I've seen a guy do it, and it's interesting to see how far he's going to go with it. And I think it's actually a pretty good system. It's actually it's a 2 tether, but it's 2 foot technique rather than foot and leg. I know that I don't know if any of you guys, I figure you watch, or a lot of you guys have watched Dual Survivor. There's a guy on there that runs around barefoot all the time, and he's with a ex-military guy. Guy's got a beard and stuff, dark-haired, younger-like guy. And in one of those episodes, he makes reference to it being taught in the military. And he uses the 2 foot technique to climb a real slick tree, and I'm thinking it's to retrieve a bird nest for fire or something like that. And like I say, it's interesting to see what this guy's going to do with this. I think it's a good technique. I don't think it's. I like this one, the foot leg, better. I think it's more efficient, faster, but it's still a good technique, and it'll be interesting to see how much he does with it. The other technique that I just reviewing on video is it's a multiple aider. Is your lower tether. You got 4 or 5 steps, and then the upper tether, you don't have a leg tether, but rather you just have your saddle. So multiple aider and saddle 2 tether technique, and it actually is a pretty good technique. I think it's reliable, but they're all different. The multiple aider and saddle technique is probably going to actually be better than my foot and leg technique when it comes to maneuvering limbs. I would say it would be much better. But like I say, I live in an area where I've got so many, good trees to climb that it's, for me, my system, or this system, my rig, the foot-leg technique is ideal. I mean, I was just coming home and got down this holler, and it just, I'm going to let you guys look around at it. It just, it's just these big old poplar trees. And I mean, we're talking, you know, there's 10, 20, 30, 40. It'd be 50 feet before you got up in there to a big limb. I mean, it's just, how can you not want to climb something like that, you know? And there's multiple ones in here. There's one, there's 3. Here's one behind me. There's one over here. I see one behind these 2 going through there. Sun's getting kind of bright. There's some over in there, over in the brush. This one's close to the path, and kept me out of place here so I can get to it without getting seed ticks and chiggers and stuff like that all over me. But anyway, back to the confusion part. I hope pointing out that there is actually 3 techniques listed under this now. And like I say, there's the foot and leg, which I use. It's primitive. There's a 2-foot, which is also a primitive technique. And the other one is saddle and multiple aider technique. And like I say, I can see the multiple aider really being beneficial when it comes to multiple limbs. I think that the foot and leg will outperform on straight trees the other 2, but I could be biased. And even if I was biased about it, you know, you have to pick for yourself which one you prefer, because, you know, whatever you feel safer and more comfortable with is what you're going to do better with. There's also some confusion about how to hook these up. And I'm going to bring you over here. Now, this is an extra foot loop because I use a rigid saddle, and then I just need 2 foot loops, and I'm comfortable to set for hours in a tree. Every year you guys got saddles coming out and copies of saddles and all kinds of stuff like that, and they're claiming they're comfortable and more comfortable, and they apparently ain't made the perfect one yet, or they'd quit making them. They'd all be making them the same kind, you know. So I'm just going to stick with my rigid saddle because I know how comfortable it is. But that's up to the individual too. Some people may find the soft saddles more comfortable. Whenever you're climbing, there's always safety there. Be aware of it. I don't recommend you do what I'm doing when it comes to climbing. With this technique, I go ahead and use it the same primitive way that it's been used. I recommend that you use some kind of safety device with it, whether it be a saddle, a belt, or upper body harness, so that you have a third point of connection. Well, it'd be a second point of connection on your top tether for safety precautions. But I'm going to climb this tree, but before I do, there's a issue about how to hook this up. So I'm going to get over here on this tree. I climb right-handed. I climb right-handed, so I hook this up for right-handed. Let me get you over here. Make sure I'm still playing. Make sure it's still recording. And I'll get here on the tree. I'll get my legs situated here. Let's see. Okay. Now, my foot goes on my left side, okay? So, it will be looped around, the loop will go around the right side of the tree. I'm going to have to adjust this out because this is a lot bigger tree than I was climbing earlier. It goes around the right side of the tree. And this piece here, I adjusted a hand length or a little more or a little less, depending on what I feel like. And that's my work area to be able to adjust that. Now, my right leg, which I use, this loop will go around the left side of the tree, so it's opposite from whatever foot or leg you're using. And another thing I like about this system is as the tree goes smaller, it's easy to adjust as you go up. And when you're climbing with this, when you're coming down or even going up, you always cinch by grabbing below the loop, but not the knot, not your adjuster or ascending adjuster. In this case, it's the Blake's knot. You always grab just below the loop on the rope. You never grab your knot. Now, because the way this system's fastened together, even if this knot fails, you're not going to be, if this was cut, you're still fastened in to the system, see? Even if this knot is cut loose, you're still, this knot was to be cut anywhere in here, the knot fail, anything about this knot fail, because this, you drop a little bit, but you're still tied in to this. Now, since this is a climbing video, I'm going to climb this tree, and it just looks like a great tree to climb. I hope that I'm not more confusing than anything, but let me see here. I don't have nobody here videoing with me, it's just me. And like I say, anytime you're climbing, your safety is your responsibility. Now, I'm going to go up through some limbs. Let's see here. Maybe I need it a little bit steeper. I think, let me see here. The tree is right there behind me. I'm going to try to get as much of this tree in as I can as I'm climbing. Give you guys an idea. I mean, it's just, it's up there ways. It's a good 50 feet. Now, I'm just going to casually climb this. And when I'm up there, I'm going to break a few limbs off. And you know, most people's hunting, they're climbing a few feet. And I'm going to be climbing about 50 feet. Where most hunts is only going about 20 feet. Like I say, whenever you're climbing like this, I strongly recommend that you use a backup safety system, like your belt, like a belt, or your saddle, or upper body harness to hook in. But for thousands of years, this is how people climb. should be getting close. To about 20 feet. As I'm passing through this redbud bush line. Well, now I thought it was a redbud, but it actually looks like they're mulberry. I don't know if you guys can see me or not. It'd probably be nice if I had a cameraman who would be able to see it better. Break off a limb. I just made my first adjustment. Breaking off another limb. Hope that don't hit my camera. I'm probably standing right now at close to 40 feet. So this tree's total about 60 feet tall. Maybe a little taller. But what a view. See everything from a different perspective. Break it out some more lamb. This will probably be a quick come back behind again. you guys can see me, but I don't even know if you can hear me down there. I probably should be talking a little loud. But I've climbed well over 40 feet. And it's just leisurely climbing. Back down to the 20-foot mark. Well, made it back down to the ground. I don't know how long that took me. I got dirt all over my camera. I'm hoping I got this on video good. I got dirt all over me. Get bark off the tree. A little bit of dirt there. One of the things I forgot to mention about the saddle rock climbing aider technique is when you climb up in the tree with it, you rappel down. And that's probably one of the biggest benefits over maneuvering limbs, because your descent. But I hope this clears up some confusion. It's a climbing video, so I just will climb a tree. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps some of you guys.